If you're thinking about becoming an educator, whether it's online or teaching in person, this is the podcast episode for you. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 courses that really helped me and what I've learned about online education and how that has transformed into in-person. We'll be talking about a little bit more about my journey so it can help you how to start doing it without waiting to know all the things and all the biggest myths that I had within myself, and also the repercussions of waiting too long to start my own online education. So I really hope this episode is super helpful for you. And with that, let's get started. I started my online education doing video. So it was back in 2016. It was new. I was doing more short form video. There was no such thing as reels, believe it or not. But I really loved doing short form video. That was my thing. I loved it. I loved using filters. I've learned now throughout the years we don't do that because then you can repurpose it. If you have a filter on it, it's harder to repurpose. So I started doing short form video, and that's how I got into education. I literally just started sharing a product that I loved and that I used inside of my salon. And the company started getting notice of me. I went to an event. I met the main person in charge of education. And then I became friends with some of the educators. And I got my interview and I got in. So as I started my journey, that's how I started. I started doing in person. So it was different during that time. I would get flown out. It was a paid education. My ticket got paid for my flight, for my stay, for my teaching, also for working, and also for my meals. So it was awesome. I loved it. I did not have to rely solely on my income from behind the chair. So from the very beginning, things started being very different for me. And that was in the beginning of 2017. I made a lot of sacrifices. And I want to talk about that because maybe you're like, oh, I want to do that too. And we can. Me and you and I, we can do this together. And I really also want to share the real deep things that nobody shares with you that I'm going to really bring you in. I really wanted to get more knowledge beyond just doing an application or a technique. I wanted to understand how things happen, why it happens, and what I can do to better educate myself and my clients to prevent them. So I would take a lot of education for different things. It wasn't just hair. It was really more about, started learning more how color truly works. I went to LA to a certified board of colorists education. I took different classes to understand how high lift color works versus lightener, cream versus powder, shampoos, pH levels, how everything is affected by the hair, heat, also lightener with heat. That's exactly why I don't do it. There's a post coming up on my social on it. You're going to love it. So there's lots of education I went through, but I made a lot of sacrifices. The money I was making was really going towards my education. I've done podcasts about this. I've spent I think I'm getting close now to $70,000 on education. I know it's a lot of fucking money. I get that. But it's worth it. It has not only helped grow my business, but when my hand and my issues with my health and COVID happened, it really helped. All those skills helped me grow my husband's business into multiple 6 figures. And there's one really online person that really helped me with that, which we'll be talking about today. Anyways, I made sacrifices. I would take the bus into class. I would sometimes, my kids would be at home with my husband on the weekends when I was in class. I really because I really love doing content, I got a lot of free product, okay? So companies started noticing. I started getting packages of color. I would utilize that on my clients, my paying clients. So I started being scrappy. I wasn't buying the hottest, newest tool in the shed. I learned really early on that it's not so much the tool that helps you. It's really like your technique and also like your creativity, what it is in hair. You and I can do the same hairstyle and we have our own approach and our own products that we would like to use, right? So that's the beauty of it. I've learned that saved me thousands of dollars in having to waste money on products or things I don't need. So once I started doing that, my education started taking off. I started doing a lot more in person at hair shows and assisting bigger hairstylists than me, getting beautiful opportunities, huge shout out to Lisa Carrillo. She does beautiful like curly hair education early on. I learned how to blonde super textured curly hair from her and how to treat it properly. Another person that really helped me was Lisa Loves Balayage. I've worked at her boot camp also. Like, she gave me so many opportunities. I love learning from her. Really the importance of hair texture, right? And section size. And I just really love that she was straight to the fucking point, and it was awesome. So there's been different people that have influenced also my career, but I think it all comes with sacrifice. Sometimes when moments happen, when opportunities happen, are you willing to take that chance? And I did. And it came with a lot of sacrifice. And I want to share that because a lot of people think, oh, it's so easy for you or it's so easy for them, right? But nobody ever tells you, like, they had to ride a bus. I hate flying. And also to save money, I would literally take a bus. It was like an $80 round trip to LA and back, but it was like a 16 to 18 hour bus ride back, like total, and time away from my family. So it's just little things that I've done throughout my career. Hasn't been easy. Also, having, I think that's a really important skill when you go to online education. Please don't stop yourself because you think you need to know everything. You do not need to know everything or all of it, okay? If you don't know an answer, you're allowed to say, that's a great question. Let me look into that for you. I love doing that, and it's true. I don't have to know it all. I don't have to do it all to be able to educate somebody. The biggest thing that stopped me that I want to share with you in this episode today is that I thought that I had to have all the tools and all the right things and right timing. I really believe if I would have started doing online education sooner, I would be at a totally different spot in my career and in my life and in my business. But I don't regret it. I really don't. And we'll end this episode talking about in-person local education. I want to share a little bit of perspective of that as well. But I just really want to tell you that you can start with some awesome tools. Next month, I'm going to be sharing, actually this next week, I'm going to start sharing some amazing tools from one of my mentors. She really helped me in so many ways. And she's actually going to be a guest on this podcast, which is insane. I cannot believe she's going to be on my fucking podcast, but I can't wait to share her because she transformed my life. She really did. Through her skills, I was able to help my husband's business grow into multiple six figures. And I will be forever grateful for that because it has helped me so much with all my health and life issues to grow, to be able to stay at home and be able to have the life that I have now. So in-person education was awesome. I love working for a brand. I got paid. It was amazing. So 2020 hit, okay? And I want to be very transparent about this. 2020 hit, and in California, we really, most of us thought it was like a 2-week or 3-week vacation. We're like, cool, we're on vacation for 3 freaking weeks. We get to stay home and be with each other. It's going to be so much fun. I get to catch up and clean up and do all the shit I can't do because we're stuck home. I live in one of the counties that got hit the hardest with the most restrictions. And I was not prepared for that. I had just literally rented a salon suite 2 weeks before the shutdown. I didn't understand this whole COVID thing was going to do like a 2-year thing for us, I'm sharing that because that's what opened my eyes up to online education. So I want to share 3 different people that really transformed my business and my life through this time period. And first, she no longer teaches small businesses. She is flipping amazing. I mean, she's worked with American Idol. She works with celebrities, with huge like people in the media. It's insane. And I cannot believe that I had the honor of working on, as she was my mentor for the past, so we started working together in 2019, at the end of 2019. And we stayed together until this year, 2023. She closed down her monthly, after her course, BIP group. And she's the one who has really taught me the skills to be online and to become a stronger person, to be able to put myself out there. So I want to give a huge shout out to Tiffany Bymaster because she literally transformed my business in regards to video presence. I had started utilizing video and with strategy, but not at the level that she taught me. It was more to this day. It's not about the lighting. It's not about your background and all that shit. It's really about your presence and the energy you give out, right? And there's so much strategy that goes behind everything that we do. And I have to give her a huge shout out. So she has Lights Camera Branding was her old program. I'm not sure she's going to have that anymore. I believe she's having a new program that she's developing and will come out when the time is right. And it has been truly an honor to work with her. That program cost me, if I remember correctly, I believe it was $1,000 or a little over $1,000. And at that time, that was the biggest online course I ever bought. And it had to do a lot with like setting up your background and lighting and makeup and different things like that. But also she started teaching me about copy. But what I learned through her through the back door, since she no longer has her program, I just want to share with her and I've been an affiliate to promote her program for so many years. And I know a lot of you guys were interested, but a lot of you guys didn't sign up. Nobody signed up for her program through me that I know of. And I want to share this because I literally give you and share with you the tools that helped me get here today. And those tools are not always available. So when I share things, just know I'm not sharing it just like, it's like promoting something. I'm literally sharing that with you because it transformed my life in a way that I wanted to transform yours. She helped me when all the attention started getting on me with my business with a mobile salon. She really helped me navigate that time to really leverage that. She helped me to show up when I didn't want to or when I felt like I wasn't enough. And so much happened with my life behind the scenes, not being dramatic, like, oh my gosh, so much happens in my life, but literally. And I'm so happy for the accountability that I had in there in the group, but mostly her support as a amazing instructor and mentor. She really helped me develop my business to the next level and to think outside of aesthetics. Like I grew so much in that group, and that's the group that I stayed on for the longest. It has been the best investment I've ever have made. So Lights Camera Branding with Tiffany by Master. I think she still does lives. She's amazing. I loved her. And I'm so grateful for her. So those were the best fucking $1,000 I ever spent. I renewed, my thing in my membership every year. So I paid more than that. I paid a couple thousands after I left her. But it was amazing. I got to go in the inside look. What did I learn to her through online education? That you always want to learn from somebody who's doing things way better or is above where you want to be someday. She was working with celebrities. Like she helped with a book launch, to give you an idea how big she is, with Jamie Curtin Lima, which is like the original founder of It Cosmetics, who sold her company for $1 billion. She literally did her book launch. She was a part of her book launch for her, helping her with that. That's how big she is. And I learned so much from Tiffany, and it was beautiful to be behind the scenes. Pay and invest in people that are going to be open book and really show you behind the scenes. That's what I loved most about her, and I miss most about her program, is she was so transparent. She wanted us to win. And so many people in that group have won and make so much money doing online education and also promoting causes that they really deeply care about, who have done TED Talks and have grown in beautiful ways through her mentorship and also for them taking action, right? And it's so beautiful when you're going to go online education or learn from somebody, make sure they're really going to be transparent with how they really freaking do things, the good, the bad, the ugly, to help you grow and also hold your hand. The accountability part, which I ended up paying extra money to do year per year, was amazing. So it was worth it. So make sure if you're going to learn from somebody that's doing the things that you're like, wow, I hope one day I get to do that. Next, so the person number 2 that really helped me so much with everything, I really want to give a huge shout out, and that would be to, I know it sounds weird, but it's going to be Lisa Loves Balayage, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. I know there's either you love her or you don't, she's a strong personality, love her. And this is why I love, I really have a deep love for her. She didn't sugarcoat shit. So I am the type of person, I am very kind, I believe, but I also have a strong personality, okay? And when I want to learn things, I want to learn the things, and I need you to tell me how it is. I will never forget this. I was a beauty school student. I went to her balayage class, and I was literally freehand painting. So you don't use a foil. You literally are painting on top of the hair, okay? And I was like so scared, and I was like so light, and you could barely even see, right? And something that if you've never done balayage, the whiter it looks, the more it's gonna lift. If it's barely on there, like that ain't gonna give you no highlight. Like it's gonna be barely lifting the hair, right? So you have to really saturate it without going all the way through, because then you put little spots in the hair. So it is really a technique. And I wanted to learn it. And I remember I was balayaging, and I'm like, dude, I can't do this. This is hard. Well, you're not going to do it. Just do it one time. You have to continue to do it. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep repeating this and trying. You're not going to get it just the first time. And she really taught me because that I had to be consistent and I had to be willing to put in the work. She was the first educator, in my opinion, who really did lives to educate people. Like, her education was so amazing just on the lives. I learned so much through her, especially behind the scenes, working, for boot camps, and also paying for boot camps. I paid for boot camps for many years. And I just loved how much she gave. And she shared her story before it was popular to share, when she wasn't making no money, to how she built her business and all the collaborations with brands and everything that she's done. She really gave her heart in regards as a teacher to be able to push you to your next level so she could see your potential. I will forever be grateful, because one of my favorite fucking things to do is to balayage or hand paint. And it took a lot of practice. It took a lot of work, but I love doing that. You can have dark hair, blonde hair. I don't care what kind of hair you have. I can do it on you. And it had a lot to do with her teachings on hair. And her teachings on business, her teachings on also, being able to have boundaries for herself. So she was my first big mentor, and that's why I'll be forever grateful. I think she really helped me become a well-rounded hairstylist at a young time. I was literally a beauty school student. It was in 2017 when I started taking her classes, and it really helped me and it transformed my career. So I'm super grateful for her. So I'm just sharing that with you because sometimes the people we're going to learn from are going to be different, or are going to seem like, oh, they're being so harsh on me. But it's not. Sometimes they're the best ones, in my opinion, for me, because they have really pushed me to the next limit to like be uncomfortable, to do repetition. Shit's not always going to come naturally. Things didn't come naturally for me. So I want to share that with you, that it doesn't come naturally. And I'm so grateful for all the money. I spent thousands of dollars with her too. And I loved it. And I'm so grateful for that. And that's in regards to her online education. Now she has more affordable education. So if you're looking for that, I totally recommend it. I learned so much from her. Next and lastly, it would be, so who is the number 3 that really transformed my business? So I'm being transparent AF. I really love her. I'm also behind the scenes. I am part of her diversity, equity, and inclusion committee. And it is a paid, thing I do. So I get paid for my time for getting, giving my input on that side. But before that, I learned about her through a podcast. And that would be Amy Porterfield. You can look at her. She does Digital Course Academy. She is an online marketing expert. She's amazing. I've read her book. I promoted her book because I thought it was just such a beautiful example of like everything she's gone through to be where she's at today. And whether you like her or don't, I want to share what she has done for my business and how it transformed my life, and why it's one of my top 3 online courses on online education that I learned a lot from. And you can learn a lot from her as well. I will be sharing with you some of her amazing freebies that she has coming up next week. And she will be a guest on my podcast, which I'm super honored to have her on here. I am not a techie person, okay? I graduated high school with a low GPA. I'm grateful for that. We barely got computers. I literally learning how to use Word and Excel was like a elective, and I chose it because I was like, oh, it's good to know. Never in a million years did I know that I was going to be creating online courses, my freebies, my opt-ins, my webinars. Everything I do in my business that's digital is done by me. Only one time I hired somebody to do little Canva templates for Pinterest when I barely was beginning, but they weren't, it wasn't a good fit. So I just been doing it by myself ever since then. And that's when I started growing. That's how I learned Pinterest, was literally by taking in and just doing the damn thing. this is why I love DCA. So I took DCA in 2020 because I wanted to know more about online education. Okay. I really loved that I was able to get into like pods with other people, and we were all from different things. Some people were doing like energy work, some other ones have like different type of like business, MLM business, and other one have also like other type of energy business, and I had my beauty business. But we were able to connect at a deeper level because we're all going through the same thing, right? And it was so beautiful to be there together. I really loved, this is the part that really transformed my husband's business when I couldn't work. And I will be forever grateful to Amy for DCA for this. There's a lot of tech that you learned, okay? And marketing in there. And Amy really pushed me. Like, she didn't tell me to do it, but it was like she did. She has like the outline, like an outline of what to do. I started doing live webinars. I started running ads. I had no damn clue what the hell I was doing, but I had help from her with her step-by-step guides with the, technical side of things, with the tech, support that she has and trainings that she has there. It's so easy step by step. I learned how to create an opt-in and my email list and freebies, and it was a learning curve. I think that my email list didn't grow as fast because I was doing it all myself and I didn't understand. Sometimes we get so caught up thinking that it's all about aesthetics or it has to look pretty instead of giving the value. That's why I always tell you, give value first. What's in it for the person who's going to get this? What's in it for them? How can you show that you are of service and that you can help them? I wish I would have known that. I didn't know that. But still, I was very successful. It really helped me to get noticed by my first publishing where I got to write my own article. Thank you to Modern Salon. That was my first big publishing that I got with them. And it's just beautiful things happened. Like Beauty Lunchpad, they promoted one of my classes. It was just beautiful. They wrote an article on it. I still have a link to that. It's just beautiful things that happen from literally doing my webinars, literally marketing myself. Never in a million years did I think that everything I learned from DCA would promoting and marketing wise would translate into my husband's business. So if you don't know a little bit about my story, I got COVID in 2020. I lost function to my left hand. As you can imagine, as a hairstylist, hair colorist, you need both your hands to work. So I couldn't really work. So I started utilizing all those skills to help my husband with customer service, how to better problem solve, and how to, start doing collaborations, and also how to promote himself without having to use social media, because my husband, if you didn't know this, he hates social media. So I had to really learn how to give him a presence without relying only on social, outside of social. And he's very successful now. He's making multiple six figures and had a lot to do with the tech I got to learn and also teach him and help him to automate his business. And I will be forever grateful with Amy with that, because of that, I'm not able to do what I can do. I'm able to take care of my children. I was able to go to therapy for a whole freaking year to learn how to reopen my hand and be comfortable at home and take care of my children. I have a child who has special needs. She has to go to therapy twice a week. So there's lots of things that happen behind the scenes, but I'm sharing this because it really transformed my life, and not in ways of that other people say, right? Digital Course Academy helps you take your online education online, which truly helped me because I have sold and I have an online course, which I'm revamping currently at the moment, which will be, I'll be releasing probably next week. It really transformed me in more ways than that. It transformed the way I ran business, not just for myself, but for my husband. It really helped me to pivot when I couldn't just do hair, right? So as many as you know, a mobile salon is also rented for other special events and as a photo booth. So it has been this beautiful thing that I really got to grow and learn from. So that's why I love Digital Course Academy. I know there's a lot of people out there that teach how to do online courses and everything, but literally she has been doing this for years. She's been doing this for years. She is super successful, but I just love that her story, it wasn't all, she didn't learn this all in one thing. Like, it happened over time. And she literally has helped me in my life and my business, and not just mine, but my husband's, so that I can be able to have the lifestyle that I want. It just came in a different form, and my success came in a different form. I know how to truly market my business and myself, to be able to have the publishings that I have. I'm going to number 12, which I'm so excited. There's another publishing coming out on a digital magazine, on an article. And I just wanted to share that with you, because that's what, for me, online education can be and should be. So when you're going to learn from somebody, make sure it's somebody who gets you and can help you and really help you get that transformation, and know that it takes an investment, right? So with all of these ones that I've shared, I spent a couple $1,000s with each of them. I would do that again, because it has given me more than that. I know I wouldn't be here without them three. And I'm super grateful from the bottom of my heart for all those, for three, for Amy Porterfield, for Tiffany Bymaster, and also for Lisa Loves Balayage, Lisa Hart Walker, because, all three have helped me in different ways. I love how all three started with online education before it was a thing. Now it's super popular and common to do it. You literally can have an online course hosted on Canva. So, and I will have a mini course coming up on that. Different things coming up to share with you. But it's just beautiful to know that it's more than just the online education. They can transform your life, but be very mindful. So part number 2 of this podcast is, okay, so you want to get into online education, or you want to buy an online course. How do you know who's the right person? I always say, learn from somebody that you want to get similar results from, or you want the type of lifestyle that they have, right? So all three women, they have their own, needs, and they work part-time. It's not their full-time job to be behind the scene, working all the time. That's the kind of lifestyle I wanted. So all three of them happen to be like that. All three are, I feel like they're very kind, but they're also very to the point and very driven. That's very important to me. So similarities, right? But also I needed somebody who would push me and be stronger in parts that I am weak at. So when you're going to go to invest in online education, make sure that they're stronger than you in an area that you need help. We all need help. 2024 is really the year for me where I'm really going to stop doing a lot of the little things that I know other people can do better than me, that are not important, and focus more on my zone of genius. It's no longer time for me to be just doing all of the back end stuff. I need to focus more on what my strong suit is and what I love to do. So I think it's so important when you're going to invest with somebody, make sure that you invest into the right person in regards to that. Now, if you want to start launching your online course, I have a freaking treat for you. So next week, I'm going to go ahead and I'll start sharing with you. There's an amazing quiz that's going to start helping you in free resources, okay? FREE. I will go ahead and send you the link and everything. So if you're on my email list, you will be getting that next week. I'm going to be sharing a lot about online education. And don't worry if you have Celeste, I don't want to even think about selling my education or doing an online teaching anything. Don't worry, you'll have an option to opt out. But there's so much that you can even learn from that, even if you don't want to start an online course. You can learn about marketing. You can learn about connecting better with your audience, about promoting yourself. There's so many skills that you learn from it, which I'm so grateful. I can't believe that I would just do webinars during 2020. Run ads. People would sign up and I wouldn't know them, and they would ask me questions and I would teach them live without knowing, and, having that instant connection. I learned so much from that. I learned so much from putting myself out there, the good and the bad and the ugly from it. And it has grown me so strong to the point now where I get to work with Pinterest as a Pinterest TV host. And I love it. I think it's amazing. But these are the tools that get you there, right? And it's being willing to learn something new. If there's something I want you to take from today's episode about online education, the 3 courses that really transform my business and myself and my life, but also, becoming an online educator, it's about giving. The 3 things that all of them have, all 3 educators that I learned from, is that they were always so giving and open to really answer the questions and find out more, or ask people who knew more and, let us know the answers. And that it's okay. You do not need to know it all. You do not have to be an expert in your eyes of knowing every single answer everybody can ask. Just teach what you love. Teach what you're experienced in. I can literally close my eyes and do a balayage. Like, I can do a balayage literally with my hands. I don't even need a freaking paintbrush. That has taken skill, right? And that's something I could totally teach. We teach the things that we know. Pinterest is something that I love. The strategy that I use to work with brands. I get paid. Like, most of the money comes from brands and bigger deals. It's not just from, my online course, which I also have as well, and online education. But all those skills have happened from doing the things and being willing to fail and being willing to try something new, right? And to end this episode, I would love to talk about in-person education in regards to locally. So maybe some of you have decided, okay, I really want to start online education. So you're ready for next week to start your online education journey with some free resources and tools. But you're like, okay, I want to start locally. Like, maybe you want to start locally. So I want to share my experience from doing it backwards, okay? So I started I got paid. I worked for a huge brand. Got to travel and teach. And then I went into online, and then I went into local, okay? It took me the longest was to do local education. And I want to be transparent and share with you what I've learned. Number one is that local requires you to have really that trust within business owners. Something that I've learned, for me at least, like, I'm just being transparent with my business and what's happened with me. It has been that it's harder for me to do local than it is to do online and working with brands. That's just my experience. For you, it may be backwards. Like, you may have a whole community of local people who want to learn from you. Leverage that. Leverage where your strong point is. I already learned that my strong point is online and with brands, so I'm sticking to that. I'm not doing the local thing any longer. I will work with local business owners one-on-one. I will not be doing classes any longer. This is the reason why. I've learned that for local classes, you need to develop that relationship and nourishment. And not everybody wants to learn exactly what you want to teach locally. So it takes a little bit more effort and trust, right? For me, my business has been built so much strongly more online that in my local community and area, it's a little bit harder for me. I am an introvert, believe it or not. I am not very easily open. I really trust my energy. I don't give my energy just freely or to anybody. And that may sound like I'm thinking I'm all that in a bag of chips, but it's not, right? Like, we all have a limited amount of resource, of time. I'm a mother of 3 kids. So it's all the different things that we need to consider. So I really love, so something you can start doing, this is how I did this is like two different tips that I'd like to share with you. So first, you can just do like a little talk. I remember they asked me to speak at an event. It was for a whole bunch of business owners. I also got to meet some amazing local business owners that I love to follow on Instagram, which was awesome. We were able to connect face to face because we were just DMing. So I really love that, right? So that creates that part of connection. You're able to connect. And not everything has to be monetized. For me, literally, I really wanted to teach live classes here locally because I wanted to be able to connect with other business owners. But just with, my personality and being more introverted, I feel like I'm able to connect better and more easily online. I can do better, faster connection online than I do in person. I just don't force things. And I think you have to be okay with that. Be willing to try what works for you. Maybe for you, it's going to be better to do, Zoom or like digital workshops that are pre-recorded, or live workshops online, or maybe live workshops in person. Be willing to try different things. So my first opportunity came by being asked to be a speaker with a bunch of different business owners around there. I gave them like a little bit of like motivation and like my story, and just to really help them to put themselves out there. The second time was through a paid opportunity. So I'm being honest and transparent. I do get paid a pretty good amount of money. I make more money than doing hair, to be honest, is to do a lot of education. So as a, committee member, working with brands and different things and opportunities, I get paid most of my money through that. more than hair. But I love doing hair. I have a passion for hair. That's what I love to do. So the second time I got to teach a class, it was on Pinterest for businesses, and I gave them a mini course, and also like a little Q&A session on their access to them. So that class, I really charged, it was for me to speak. So you can do like a speaking fee or a per ticket fee. I recommend a speaking fee. That's usually what I do. I also, when I work with brands, I have a certain amount I need to make. And it's usually for content, right? And most of the time they only ask you for maybe 2 20-second videos. And yes, it's still a lot of money what I charge. Not to me, not to the brand, so it feels good. It's in alignment. So you can go ahead and go speak. So if you want to speak locally and you want to do like a collab, so this is like a business women group that they have, and they bring different people to teach different skills. They invited me, and I had my speaking fee. They asked me to promote it, which I did. And it was beautiful. I want to really share behind the scenes of all that. I really love that it was intimate and small. So that's why I always recommend speaking fee. But also behind the scenes, there was people who were wanting to come from LA for that class, I remember. And I think that was beautiful too. And I was able to make some other connections online just with questions that came in and stuff. So that was really beautiful. You never know what things are going to lead for, right? And I think it's so important that be in alignment with what's next. So for me, I was like, okay, that's beautiful. So we did that. So that was the other thing I did, was through collaboration. So you can teach online workshops through collaboration. So don't think of other people as your competition. I literally there's another business owner. She shared her story, why she rebranded, and she's also in the beauty industry here locally. She taught with me in that class. She taught her portion, I taught mine. And we were both collabing together, and it was brought through this business woman group. And it was nice. It was fun, and it was good. And that's what I mean, be willing to collaborate locally if you want to teach, in person or, even online. And lastly, be willing to try, and be willing to it's okay if it's not your time yet. And it's okay if one thing works and the other one doesn't. So I really believe that things happen in business. You have to be willing to put yourself out there, and sometimes you are going to fail, and that is okay. I don't believe in forcing things. And I know that sounds weird because I really love marketing myself. I know I'll have a lot of business owners that, come up to me and ask me, and I'm not saying this egotistically. I'm literally showing you behind the scenes and sharing with you. Wow, you do such a good job in marketing yourself and your things. But I think what people don't understand is that I really have a passion for things. So I was sharing with you, I have a passion for hairstyling and for hair. I really do. And that's weird to say, but it's true. Find your passion. What do you love to share, and share it. Don't be scared of people oh, well, that's weird, whatever. I literally just did a Barbie tutorial, hair tutorial. And I reached out by Pinterest to do a live. I decided to do that. It did so well. They're doing a rerun on Friday of it, which is amazing. I never expected that, neither did they. But it's just the opportunities, right, that come into our lives. And that's my passion. I'm weird. I went in there without my hair being, done, or my makeup, because I was going to go to sleep. And I was willing to take the good and the not so nice comments on there, but most of them was positive, right? And I took that and I ran with it and had so much fun. And I want to encourage you to try things, and don't be scared when things don't go your way, right? Sometimes we're going to try the webinar. We're going to try a webinar, and maybe 100 people sign up and only 10 show up. It's going to happen. It has happened to me. You can give away a freebie, and you have over 500 people, sign up. But then, you bring out your course, and you only have 50 people, sign up for your actually paid program. It's okay. It's going to happen. It's to you. It's happened to me. We are in this together. I'm sharing these examples because I want to be honest with you. But you know what? I no longer focus on oh my gosh, I put myself out there. I offered this program. I offered this tool to help you better your business, better your life. And they said no to me. I no longer focus on the no. I just focus that, you know what, it's not for that. So I need to focus where the money and where people are seeing my value. And for me, it has gotten to the point where I now know that the people that see my value will come out to me and reach out and know that we can work together at a price, at an investment for both sides, for my time and for my value and my knowledge to give back to you, and for them to be able to gain that and go with it and grow with it. It's beautiful to see when I've coached different clients throughout the years, to see their growth where they're at now. It's beautiful. I love that. That's the most rewarding of being a mentor and in education, is that it may not be automatic, it may not be tomorrow, but over time you get to see your students grow and evolve and blossom into these beautiful things. And I love it. I love seeing them grow and blossom, and being able to also work with brands and grow their businesses and be super successful. And I love it. Like, it just brings so much joy to me. And I think that's why education is so beautiful. It's because we really are helping others in the ways that we wish somebody would have told us. We're saving them the steps that are not necessary to get to the finish line and goal. And the most important part with education is, as an educator, whether you do it online or in person, remember, you cannot hold yourself accountable for somebody's failures or wins. And I really want to say that because although I gave an online class, I gave a mini training, and I also gave a Q&A, right? I think it was only like 4 of them were the only 4 people out of all the people in that class. I know some people weren't able to make it live. 4 of them did the mini course, because you can see this, right? And then there was only one person who asked a question for the Q&A beforehand, because I had that option. And nobody showed up live. I still gave them so much value. I literally gave them like the brand new tips I had just gotten from a training that I had directly with Pinterest. And I gave them that value. Why? Because it doesn't matter how many people show up or don't show up. It's about you being in integrity with your word. When you're educating, be in integrity with your word. It doesn't matter if you're teaching locally, if you are a global educator like I used to be, if you are being flown out, or you're literally driving to a place to give education. Give your best, give your all, and be true to your word in education, and learn from the best. So I'm so excited because next month I'm literally going to be sharing with you different tools. If you're ready to do your online education, that you can literally start doing for free. There's even an opportunity. It's under $50 if you decide to do so. But there's so many free tools, not just if you only want to do online education, but also how to better yourself, how to start better connecting with your clients and with your audience. And it's so important that we always have an email list. Don't solely rely on social media. Really promote that email list so that you can go ahead and grow your business. It's so important that we go ahead and utilize that and utilize all the tools. We do not need to know 100% how to do everything, but we should have enough knowledge to at least have a conversation of what is an email list. What is all this talk of artificial intelligence, like, for example, ChatGPT, all those little things that people are talking, like when Venmo, I remember there was this big controversy as hairstylists with, and business owners, should we use Venmo? Should we not, right? All those little tools that come out and continue to change and evolve. It's so important that we know what's going on. Not so much how to do it or every single step of everything that we hear about, but really start utilizing the tools to make our business more efficient. I really hope that this episode today really helped you to really look into like my own experience with online education, how to find right mentors for you. And I cannot wait to share all this amazing free resources I have for you if you're ready to teach online. And even if you're not, if you're like, what, Celeste, this sounds amazing, but I am not ready to do an online class or give online education. If you want to be better at your videos and give more value to your audience in whatever your service or product that you're selling, these tools are going to be super helpful for you. So tune in next week. So much love. I will see you back here next week, hopefully with a better voice, because this week I have an infection. I have a sinus infection, and it's been killing. So my voice is a little off, but thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you back here next time. And as always, remember, you can head on to celestastylist.com. I have new freebies on there for hairstylists and beauty pros, so go and grab them there. See you next time. Bye, love.